In 2010, Chris lost his job at a small furniture factory. At first, he wasn't too worried. After all, prices were falling. Gas was cheaper. Groceries were cheaper. Even his rent dropped a little. It felt like a strange silver lining. But then, weeks turned into months. His severance ran out. His local grocery store shut down. The factory never reopened. And the few places still hiring were offering half the pay he used to make. That story didn't happen because of inflation. It happened because of something that sounds good on the surface, but can quietly destroy entire communities. It's called deflation. And while falling prices might feel like a good thing at first, they can lead to full-blown economic collapse. In this video, we'll unpack what deflation really is, what causes it, how governments try to fix it, and why falling prices can wreck economies faster than you think. Let's get into it. Section 1. What exactly is deflation? Deflation is when prices across the economy fall and your money increases in value over time. In simple terms, it's the opposite of inflation. But let's clear something up. Deflation is not the same as disinflation. Disinflation means inflation is slowing down. Deflation means inflation has gone negative. Example, if inflation drops from 4% to 2%, that's disinflation. But if it falls to -1%, that's deflation. Now imagine you usually buy a pizza for $10. After deflation kicks in, the same pizza might cost $8, and maybe they throw in a drink. Sounds amazing, right? But here's the catch. If people expect prices to keep falling, they delay their purchases. They wait for an even better deal next month. And when everyone waits, the economy stalls. Section 2. What causes deflation? Deflation usually appears when the economy is in distress. Let's look at the main triggers. Trigger 1. Shrinking money supply. When there's less money circulating, people stop spending. This often happens after a financial crisis. For example, in 2008 or during COVID-19, banks became cautious. Lending slowed. Consumers borrowed less. Businesses earned less. Result? Spending drops. Demand drops. Prices drop. Trigger 2. Falling consumer demand. Imagine you run an electronics store. You used to sell 30 headphones a day at $50. But now, people are tightening their wallets, and you're only selling 10. To stay afloat, you drop prices. $45, $40, $35. Your competitors do the same. Soon, it's a price war, and everyone's profits disappear. Trigger 3rd, oversupply plus underspending. Now say your headphone supplier still produces 1,000 units weekly, but stores are only buying 400. That leaves 600 headphones sitting in storage, so the supplier lowers prices. You buy cheaper stock, but also have to drop your prices more to compete. Everyone's income keeps shrinking. This cycle repeats. Businesses suffer. The economy contracts. Here's where it gets serious. So far, this might just sound like a pricing issue, but here's where it gets serious and personal, because when businesses stop earning, they stop hiring. And when people stop earning, the entire system breaks. Section 3. Is deflation really a problem? You might be thinking of cheaper stuff. That doesn't sound so bad. But here's the myth. Deflation means things are cheaper, so life must be better. Here's the truth. Deflation often means the economy is in trouble. Businesses are scared. People are losing jobs. Real scenario. Let's go back to Chris, the furniture factory worker. The company used to sell couches for $500, but then sales dropped. So they cut prices to $450, then $400, then $350, but customers still held off. Why buy now if the price will keep falling? Kind of like waiting for your crush to text you back. Hopeful, but painful. Meanwhile, the factory still had bills. Rent, materials, wages, so they started cutting production and laying people off. Chris got laid off. Their supplier, a local wood mill, saw demand fall too. so they dropped prices. But they couldn't afford to do that forever. Eventually, the factory and supplier both shut down. Now prices were low. But nobody had money to spend. This is the hidden danger of deflation. It freezes the economy. Section 4. How do we control deflation? Governments and central banks don't just sit by. They use 3 major tools to fight deflation. Tool 1. Cut interest rates. Making loans cheaper encourages people to borrow and spend. For example, a home loan at 2% is more attractive than one at 8%. More spending equals more demand equals rising prices. But sometimes rates are already near zero. That's when they need stronger tools. Tool 2. Quantitative easing, QE. This is when central banks inject money into the economy by buying bonds from banks. Banks now have extra cash to lend. It keeps the economy moving. But too much QE can create inflation later, so it has to be carefully managed. Tool 3. Government spending. When private businesses stop spending, governments step in. Build roads, upgrade schools, fund hospitals, send stimulus checks. This creates jobs and boosts demand. More jobs equals more money equals more spending. Session 5. How do they prevent runaway inflation? Fighting deflation is risky because printing too much money or overspending can swing things in the other direction. Hyperinflation. So how do they avoid that? The balance. Gradual adjustments. Don't flood the system too fast. Tightening. Later, reverse QE when recovery starts. Fiscal discipline. Scale back government spending once things stabilize. It's like reheating leftovers. Too little, and it's still cold. Too much, and you burn your mouth. Get it just right, and the system works. Section 6. Can deflation ever be good? Yes, sometimes. If prices drop because of technology or productivity, that's good. Think about it. Smartphones are cheaper today than 10 years ago. Streaming replaced expensive cable. Solar panels are more affordable. This is progress-driven deflation. But when deflation is driven by fear and job loss, it's dangerous. That's the difference. Section 7. Japan, a real case study. For decades, Japan struggled with deflation. Prices stayed flat or fell. Wages stagnated. Growth slowed. An aging population made things worse. Even today, Japan is still recovering from this slow-motion economic freeze. Final thoughts. Return to Chris's story. So now let's go back to Chris. What looked like a good thing, lower prices, ended up costing him his job, his income, and his future. Why? Because while inflation slowly eats away at your wallet, deflation can freeze the economy around you. Call to action. If this helped you understand why cheap isn't always cheerful, give this video a like and share it with someone who thinks deflation is a good thing. Got a question or thought? Drop it in the comments. And hit subscribe.